I've seen this from some chicks on TikTok a lot. They're making like skincare and stuff like that. They're the face of the brand. They're responding to comments. I'm handwritten noting the shit out of people who buy, like, thank you so much. Cause like we owe our customers so much, bro. They're the reason we're not clocking in right now. You know what I mean? So that's a first principle that I have to put in a ton more too, obviously. Basically,
just put the customers first.
Completely. Yeah. Like we owe them everything, dude. You got to fight every day to keep the world you want. And the way you fight that is you get your customers results, basically.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Stick Talk podcast. We're here with a legend in a lot of different ways. Flip4miles. Just go with Miles.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
If you're watching this, if you're tuning in, before we get into Miles' story, we just ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe specifically because Christian, he's not crying right now, but yep, there he goes.
There we go.
Crying. You guys are making this guy cry every single episode by not subscribing. Just click the button. It's so easy. But I don't want to delay the process anymore. I want to get into conversation with my boy, Miles, dude.
Legend.
To start off, I just want to say thank you, dude. Because when we met, at the time, I have a family of like entrepreneurs, and my little brother was in the flip game with Yeezys and sneakers and botting, and that kind of died off, and he was looking for something new. And so I connected you guys, and you helped him in such a big way. And so you just had a profound impact on my brother's life and my life. And so I just want to say thank you, bro.
Gotcha. Yeah, Jack's a great guy. I got all you guys on anything. I love you guys. I love what you guys do. And I'm excited that we can chop it up here.
100%, dude. This is cool. Have you done a lot of in-person podcasts before?
This is second one. So I did associates with Nick and Logan.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I'm making my rounds.
Awesome, man. So how does Flip4miles become a thing? Where's the origin story of that name?
Yeah, so we were actually just talking about it prior, but basically back in December of 2010.
2010? Or are you like 4?
We're going to get into all of it. Yeah, so I'm 12 or 13.
Oh my
I get a Lego set for Christmas, and I can't get that shit together. I don't know why. I have the manual. It's not working. So I go on YouTube, and I type in XYZ, whatever the name of it, and it pops up this dude's making YouTube videos about it. I was like, yo, like I can make YouTube videos about it too. So I start doing that, do that for years, go to a bunch of conventions. And then in 2014, one of my friends that I would work with on stuff, he had actually the Shadow Jordan 1s, which are similar to the nice Jordan 1s these gents
I was going to say, we got to throw them up, all three hosts.
Get them up right there. Yep. And I'm like, how are you affording all this stuff, right? Because I love trading Legos with people. Just kind of the whole process of that. Like I was technically doing e-commerce in like 2011, like kind of like trading with people.
At 12, 13 years old.
Yeah. Wow. And like shipping checks and stuff. It was gangster. And and he tells me, he's like, oh, I'm trading and selling shoes and stuff because he was in New York City, so it was really easy. And he immediately puts me into the Facebook groups that everyone was trading in and selling stuff in. And then steals $500 from me, sells me fake Concord 11s. Yeah, no. He eventually went to jail and stuff. It's kind of a crazy story. But the huge thing was that he put me on to that the world existed, right? And so this whole time, I'm like building out a decently sized Lego personal brand, essentially. And then I start doing the shoe stuff more. And then in 2017, 2018, I start getting more serious about it. Like 2017, 2018, I started selling stuff on StockX, which was huge because I didn't have to negotiate with people and everything. So it was just make a listing, and when it sells, it sells. Yeah, right? And then I started doing that a lot my freshman year of college, like going to the post office all the time. And then my 2 best friends transferred, which sucked at the time, but it was a huge blessing because then I started going really hard with business, and I started to get hit by YouTube ads talking about Amazon FBA. And then I started... I was doing my rounds like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, all the really basic finance books and such. And I run into Gary Vee, and he's talking about how you need to be documented. And I was like, wow, like I've been doing that with the Lego stuff for like 10 years at this point. So that's when I started Flip4miles in January of 2019. And then I started doing Amazon after that. And then basically the whole time, I've just had it so much easier than other people because I've always been talking to other people that were in the same game and stuff, similar to, you guys having each other and just finding other people on Twitter and everything. So I started that in 2019. And then started Twitter in 2020, and then really started to figure out business in 2021, basically, and then here we are.
Wow. So an overnight success that took 10 years.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Love it, bro.
Such is life. I feel like that's every story. So I want to talk about, introduce flipping to the audience, because I feel like a lot of people don't even know what that means, where you can walk into a Walmart, buy a product, and sell it on Amazon and make money. That just seems foreign to a lot of people, including me, but these guys have been involved with it for a while, so I get it now. But if you want to just give an overview of what a flipping business looks like.
Yeah, so when people think about e-commerce, typically they're thinking drop shipping and stuff along those lines. But what those people don't know is that actually over 50% of products that all of us speaking and listening buy on Amazon come from third-party sellers, right? And third-party sellers are people buying stuff from China or going into Walmart or buying from Walmart.com products and then flipping them at a margin, basically, right there. So I had been doing that stuff on eBay and Facebook groups for, years and years and years, and then it just presented a bigger opportunity to do it on Amazon, basically. So it's as simple as business can be. It's buy low, sell high. It started out with Legos, then used shoes, then new shoes, and now a lot of bulk product with Amazon, basically.
Socks.
So really simple business, yeah.
Just like everyday products.
Yeah, shorts, T-shirts, Neutrogena stuff, water bottles. Yeah, really anything that people buy on Amazon. Really name brand stuff people already go ahead and search for.
Now, why does Amazon command higher prices? Just the convenience of it?
Dude, people just don't know that they can get it cheaper, right? There's a lot of brand trust with Amazon, Prime shipping, 2 days. They trust it. Like, people are afraid of getting scammed online. And then it's one-click checkout. They remove the friction for all my marketers out here, right? They remove the friction a lot and everything. So I'd say, yeah, like pretty much everyone, you're paying way too much when you buy stuff on Amazon, but it's making
But
people
it's the
like
convenience
me.
factor.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the convenience
So let's walk the
factor.
people through a specific product, because I keep getting hit with ads with this one guy who's reselling Fiji water bottles.
Yeah,
Yep.
see,
Yep.
that's the math doesn't work on that. There's a whole nother. People are using
No,
fraud
but just explain.
labels. and
Yeah,
all
explain
that.
the
Yeah.
process of like,
Yeah.
okay, so you identify this source. Like, where is
Sure.
this guy getting them from? Where is he selling them on?
Yeah.
Obviously, he makes most of his money selling the course.
Yeah.
right. But how does that actually work out?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, you go to a Nike outlet, for example, right? There's a pair of shoes that retail at $70, right? They're on sale for 24. They sell on Amazon for 60, right? And then, so if you were to sell that on Amazon, you make sure it's profitable using SellerAmp. Right there, you're gonna make like $13 profit. And if it sells 100 times a month, and there's 7 people selling it, you can sell 10 of those a month, probably right around there. And then you make whatever, $130. Go find 100 products, and you don't have to have a job. Basically,
Yeah.
across 6 months or a year, whatever.
Okay, so this is going to be a really heated question. And I'm on your side because obviously I'm in the flip life. And I don't know, I just used to be in like these Facebook communities, and I'd post something for more than I bought it for. And people would be like, oh, you scumbag, like taking advantage of people, like just you're a terrible person. Like, I'm sure you've received those types of comments. Like, I guess, what's your motto there?
Don't be materialistic.
Yeah.
Like, don't derive happiness from like a super crazy like sweatshirt or whatever. I don't know. That's the way I see it. Like,
Yeah.
and everything. And they create, like, the consumers create the demand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically, is the way
That's what I'm
I
saying.
see
They're
it and
paying. Someone's
everything,
paying
yeah.
for
The market already
Yeah.
exists. Like, you're not going to, if you exit the market, it's still going to happen anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the way I see it pretty much, is that like whatever people are buying, I'll go and sell, basically.
Yeah. And so you're fulfilling a need in the marketplace by being the supplier. I've
much,
seen it
yeah.
in like Facebook groups, especially in COVID. Like, you're buying like the Nintendo Switches and the
pools were
pools.
Yeah,
intense.
pools were going crazy
pools
during
were
COVID.
nuts.
Yeah.
I received like legitimate threats.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
just
that-
so for the audience, just walk us through what that situation was like with the pools.
Yeah, basically. So weights and pools were really popping
Weights.
off.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Weights.
Yeah.
And anything that was like work from home, desks, chlorine was huge. One of my friends made a crazy
Bro,
bag on
Jack
chlorine.
had like
Yeah.
buckets of chlorine in the garage.
crazy.
Just like, why?
Yeah,
Patio
and-
heaters.
Yeah, and people just want convenience to get them shipped to their house, basically, so they're willing to pay that premium, or maybe they don't know that you can get it at Walmart, or typically it's a convenience thing. People didn't want to go out and get them and everything. So in that markup that consumers set, like consumers and sellers, they set that market, there's good profits, so people were able to take advantage of that. That was a really extreme case where stuff was selling for the absolute stratosphere.
It's also like, that was
Yeah.
stimulus check city.
Well, dude, oh my gosh, man, that's like, that kept me going. Like, right after
Yeah.
college, the e-commerce market being pumped up like that was
Everything
huge.
got pumped up. Just
Yeah.
all the consumer markets.
Yep.
Yeah, for those people who get angry, what are you going to go to a high-end restaurant and yell at them because they're marking up the steak $70, right? Like, it all comes down to, I have something you want.
Yeah.
How much are you willing to pay for it?
It's like you don't
get
have to
emotional
buy
about
it.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy it.
Don't have
Yeah.
to.
That's like the biggest thing I always said. It's like, dude, like, you're complaining, like, just don't buy it.
Yeah,
I'm not
just
telling
don't
you you
buy it.
have to. And so I always thought that was super interesting. But I have a lot of experience in the flip life, and so like I have a lot of horror stories like that. And my brother Jack got like lifetime banned from Costco because
Oh yeah. Yeah, Wi-Fi has that. For
yeah,
sure. Yeah,
Wi-Fi.
yeah.
I love
Shout out
that, dude.
Wi-Fi. But like, what was your craziest experience? Like maybe an in-person experience at a store, just just grinding flip life?
Yeah, so back in the day, I haven't done much in-store stuff since like 2019, basically. But I would just grind going to outlets and stuff. That was so huge. There's a divine power that made me go to college in Pennsylvania. I promise
The
you
outlet's
guys.
right there, right?
So it was I think you choose your college on May 1st is the deadline basically. And I'm down to 2 that whole week. One was in Ohio and one was in New York, way up in the cut in New York.
Which ones?
North of St. Lawrence, north of Syracuse.
God.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
Potsdam?
Right on the border of Canada.
Right on the border,
dude.
yeah.
Watertown,
And
yeah.
I don't know what came across me. I was like, I don't know. It'd kind of be nice to be in PA. And so the last day I was like, yeah, I'll go to this one in PA. And then it's divine power, bro. There was an outlet 40 minutes south, right? And then an hour southwest, and then another one that was nearby. And I was just running that all of 2018, 2019. And that was what got me to $3 to $5 grand a month profit. I had stuff to talk about in content and everything. And it's just been kind of ripping ever since, trying to get business together and then talking about it online and meeting guys like you that,
Did
we
you drop
work
out
with.
at some point?
Yeah, so I didn't drop out formally, but once I knew I was going to make money, I was 2 years in basically. So I just finished early and didn't go back after COVID basically.
So
Yeah.
what's that process like? Because Gary always talks about go garage sailing, right? And his whole motto is people complain about not having ways to make money online. And he's like, I'm going to go garage sale to show you how I came up on it and how easy it is. So for you, going to the different outlets, what's the game plan? What does that look like?
Yeah, so it's really easy on Amazon because they give you so much data available. So with our software SellerAmp, basically, it just shows you, how much you can sell it for, how often it sells, how many other people are selling it, and everything. So it makes it pretty clear so you can make an educated decision quick.
Okay.
Right now, for the garage selling side of things, right, you're going to get to sell stuff for a way higher markup, but you're going to work with less data. You're going to work harder to get a specific item. But I love that stuff. If I could do one thing probably forever, it would probably be just flipping stuff like that. There's obviously higher leverage opportunities taking advantage of right now and everything, but purely from a fun business perspective, there's nothing more fun than sitting on Zoom at 1 in the morning, when a product restocks and buying a bunch of it with the boys basically.
The glory days.
So what's the logistics behind shipping everything? Are you is it is it coming into your possession, or are you just drop shipping it from Walmart to Amazon? How does that work?
Yeah, so you can't drop ship on Amazon. So if anyone ever tries to sell you on drop ship on Amazon, you're actually not allowed to. You're going to lose a bunch of money, whatever. But so I had 2 warehouses. I had a warehouse in Delaware in 2021 because there's no sales tax in Delaware. And then I had one in Pennsylvania a good amount of last year and I guess the past 8 months or so. And that was big for the holiday rush in 2022. And now I just ship everything to a third-party site in New Hampshire, and then we're buying stuff bulk, which kind of goes all over the place pretty much. So I don't touch any of it anymore.
So you just make the order, it goes to the warehouse, they fulfill it, they ship it out. You don't
They ship it to Amazon, but yeah.
and then
you're
you don't do
going-
any in person anymore?
No, I love that stuff. But yeah, no, just from you can't get enough product for the capital I have to deploy to make it worth it these days. Yeah.
Makes sense. The coolest thing for me, at least, is you've been documenting for, what is it now? You've been on YouTube for how many years?
Yeah, so consistently for 2, but I've been on Instagram for 5 or 4.5. Yeah.
Yeah, and so even when you first started, right away you were documenting those trips to Walmart and just the behind the scenes. What was it that told you I got to double down on content?
Yeah, so it was more so one, it's cool because you can go back and watch me completely grow up on that thing. It'll be fucking crazy in 5 years for all of us with that stuff, dude.
Yeah, it's so cool.
And everything. Yeah, there's gonna be no competition on anything, period. But yeah, I was Gary V, man. Just saying, it just made so much sense, dude. That I felt I didn't have anyone to talk to about what I wanted to talk about with. But luckily there were people online that were interested in that stuff, so I could talk about them and find thousands of those people for $0 and get to learn a bunch of stuff and get I've gotten hundreds of thousands of dollars of free consulting just off of people asking questions and people seeing oh, you're really doing it, I'll help you, whatever, and made a bunch of good friends and everything. So yeah, it was pretty much just that. It just made a ton of sense. And I had already been doing I was talking about the Lego personal brand. I'd been doing that since 2011, or 2010. So making friends online came incredibly natural, and it had just always been that way.
I got a good story for you, bro.
Yeah.
My childhood friend, he's very into, side hustles and making money on the side of his job. He texted me one day, he's like, yo, what do you know about flipping? I'm like, yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. Why? He's like, came across this guy's YouTube, Flip4miles. It's do you know him? I'm like, that's my boy.
Yes,
He's like,
sir. That's
no way,
awesome.
you know this kid? And I was like, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's crazy how organic discovery on social media works. Like
It's
someone can type in a keyword on
crazy.
YouTube and find your video and then like follow you and respect you, and you know it's passive respect almost, and influence, right?
And no one's actually doing it. So those of us that do, it's just so unbelievably easy, and the bar is so low. And I don't know, no one does it, but like for those of us that do, it just makes everything a lot easier.
Yeah. And Dan mentioned it before we started, but like you're known as one of the hardest workers in our space.
Yeah.
And
The hardest
great,
worker,
I mean,
in
the
my
hardest
opinion.
worker. But the greatest example of this for me is like you were in Client Ascension, and at the time we had like this competition
thread,
going
like,
of
every
like
day for
a thread every day
a
for
million
30
days.
days. And so like whoever wins, like the prize is just the result of doing a thread every single day for 30 days. And people did it for like 10 or 15 and then dropped off. Not only did you do it for 30, but you did it for like 90,
I'm
right?
still going. Yeah. But the nice thing is like these days you like rewrite the
Yeah,
hook
of
and
course,
stuff and
but
everything.
just
It
still.
still lives. Yeah, that stuff's awesome. Yeah, like that was a really, really good like challenge, and it like made, I don't know, probably multiple six figures at this
Yeah.
point, you know.
So
and
I'm sitting
everything.
here.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I want to do
Yeah.
a thread on Twitter or a YouTube video or one of these long form pieces of content every single day. My biggest blocker is what do I talk about? I'm speaking on the audience's behalf
Yeah.
right here. So like, what do you say to that?
Yeah, the nice thing is like if you pump enough volume out, you start to get enough feedback that it becomes really clear what people want to see. You know what I mean? And like I'll live stream a lot, and people are asking questions all day, so you get a lot of good ideas with that. And then also totally just funnel hacking people, just looking at what they're doing, what's working, and everything. Get a lot of good ideas from basically, because like typically in any niche, there's only like a couple people that are really doing it. So like you can pick up on what works really easily and everything that. And then understanding that like no one actually cares if you pump a lot of volume. Like, and if you pump a lot of volume, you're guaranteed to get way closer to where you want to be from like a skill acquisition perspective and just an overall brute forcing to try and get the result. Basically, so yeah, it was honestly really easy. And I'd also say it's way easier to do something daily than it is 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Basically, way easier. Like I did a YouTube video a day last month. I'm lucky because I can screen share, product research demo, and some of that stuff. But it was so easy to do it daily rather than like 3 times a week, basically. And that made a bunch of money too, which was awesome.
That's cool, man.
Dude, that's so far. What does your stack look like now, like in terms of content distribution? Like, what are you doing every single day? What platforms are you on? What have you seen work best?
Yeah, so I really try to think of like what got us here, and what got us here was pumping volume. You know, it was showing personality and everything. So like, yeah, 1 Twitter thread a day. I'll always have stories up on Instagram and such. Instagram posts, I have some friends that help out with that. And then there's a couple of VAs that are doing short form that are distributing it. And then I try to do like 1 documentation style video on Twitter, just like a tip of the day or whatever, something like that. And then a whole bunch of evergreen content gets retweeted and such, Twitter. And then I like live streaming a lot. So like I'll typically live stream at least 2 or 3 times a week, basically. And that stuff is absolutely fantastic.
How much do you invest in your own content each month?
Yeah, 20 grand. But basically,
Yeah,
20 grand.
I don't know. That's like a lot, but like,
It's like,
for
yeah.
what you're right around 20 grand. Yeah, and like, there's like virtual assistants are unbelievable too. Like me and my content VA, we've been together for like almost a year and a half at this point, and like he'll come to the live streams and like chill and shit. Like,
That's awesome.
and everything. Yeah, so he's my boy basically. But yeah, I'd say probably about 20 grand. Yeah.
Damn. And what is the end goal of your content? Are you trying to convert people into an info product?
Yeah, so info
SaaS.
products, SaaS, and then like the more, what I've learned the most is like the more people you can meet that and give value to, the more that comes back, like
Yep.
just opportunity wise in general. So like, dude, if I can make more people good at Amazon, like opportunity is gonna find me. Period. Like even if
They'll
they
hit you
never
back with like, oh, look
pay
at this
me-
product.
Yeah.
That
Oh
type
my
of
gosh,
thing.
man, it's crazy. Yeah, when you think about it that way, like how all your tweets and stuff actually impact people, it becomes so much easier to give everything away for free, basically,
Yeah.
because it all comes back just 10 times over.
I got a
period.
DM one time and I answered, and the kid said, "I can't believe you actually answered." I'm like, "I'm just a fucking regular dude." bro.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
yeah,
not-
exactly.
It's crazy.
It is crazy putting yourself out there. I guess the balance though between recording content and actually doing like the business stuff, like working on your SaaS and your Amazon FBA, like what does that balance look like?
It's just so vertically integrated, dude. Like I set it up so nicely where like if I do some product research, right, which these days it's typically I'm doing that with students, like I'm finding my own stuff with them and so forth. So it fits together really nicely. I'm using my SaaS, right? So if I find a product, I can snap a quick screenshot of the UI, toss it up on Twitter. right? So like it all just nicely vertically integrates basically. And the way that works for anyone who's like not familiar basically, so I have my own Amazon business, and then we have a software that helps Amazon sellers, and then we have the info product business. So it all kind of feeds itself in that like I grow my Amazon business, then I have more stuff to talk about with content, gain more followers, more SaaS people, more stuff in the info product ecosystem.
That's like
doing the
so
thing.
it's like a flywheel, you know?
Content comes easy when you're actually doing the thing every single day.
So easy. Yeah. And like everyone will sit there and be like, I don't know what to talk about, and they've never made a single post. It's like, dude, you actually like just don't actually want to. Like, let's be real. Like you're deathly afraid of getting on camera. You're a grown man. Your grandparents were going to war 80 years ago, and you're afraid to talk to the camera. That is what's happening with you. Yeah.
When you put it that way, it's pretty
Yeah,
sad.
it's a fact though.
Damn.
And it's hard to pick it up the first time though. But you look at everyone that has what you want, would not be afraid to do that. It becomes easy.
I think the easiest way to get comfortable speaking in front of others is just do a podcast. Like we did our podcast all throughout college. We got like 200 episodes under our belt, and you know I could get on camera and rip a 2-minute video and feel fine.
Yep.
It's just
On the
reps.
other hand, if I get on stage in front of people, I'm fucking nervous as all.
Well, because you
how many
haven't
reps
done
do
it.
you have?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
haven't
if
done
I did
it.
that 200 times, I'd be chilling. But
Exactly.
Yeah, I think in the beginning it's just just making that commitment. It's tough.
Yep. It's not tough. It's very easy. But people
You open
don't
your
do
camera
it.
and click film,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
I know.
in fact easier than basically anything you do, because you already have the phone in your pocket right now. It's just getting over your own insecurities.
That's the
basically.
hard
Yeah.
part. It's like just
Yep.
okay. I'm gonna.
I
put
don't even
this
like
out.
saying it's hard though, because
Yeah,
you speak
yeah.
things.
Are you natural-
obviously you're good
Are
at
you
it.
are you
Yeah,
naturally
if you say it's
introverted?
hard, it feeds into this.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you say you're introverted by nature?
I don't believe in the labels. Honestly.
I love it.
Yeah, I really don't.
Was it hard
Like,
for you to get on camera at first?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I could rant about that all day, but yeah, definitely.
About what,
but
the
then you just
introvert
do it.
thing?
And in general, just saying like it's not hard at all. You pick up the camera and you talk to it. Like,
Yeah.
and you're terrible at it to begin with, but why would you be good? It's your first time doing it.
Yeah,
You know, you sucked at walking and you did that. You know?
Facts.
that's facts. What is so you have a coaching program like we talked about with my brother, where you just help people that are looking to make money online with Amazon FBA. For you, like I know for us, we get a lot of fulfillment just helping students like with our coaching program. What would you say has been like the most fulfilling like student experience for you? Like, can you recall a specific student?
Yeah, it's cool seeing people like, especially guys, I'd say like us, where we were like athletes, stuff like that, that their life is really mundane now, right? They go to a job, whatever, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's a thrill you get from getting a FaceTime from your boy and then immediately printing $500, right? Like immediately. And that's the best thing by a mile. Like, and so like I love when I'll have like students or in just people on Twitter, right, that you see come up the same way a lot of people helped me come up and everything. So like I gotta give that shit back, dude. For the amount of people that invested in me without me giving them anything back, pretty much, like it's all that stuff, dude. It's like seeing people come up. And also, I'm typically on people really heavily to start doing their own social media stuff because I saw how it was valuable for me. It cost nothing. Like, so I'd say that stuff for sure. It's seeing people come up pretty much. And we're still so early with that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I've really only been dialed in for like a year or so and everything. Like, and there's more stuff to do and all that, but definitely seeing people come up, I would say.
What's like the 20-year vision? Because you say there's a lot more to do. What does that look like?
Yeah, so I'm a little scared platform risk-wise of Amazon, right? But I do love doing content stuff, and I like having cool business partners and everything like that. So it'll be something personal, brand-based and everything, but I have no clue. But something that can really grow and compound for a while, that has a high ceiling pretty much, and everything, because I think in a couple years, hopefully money won't be an issue, basically, so I could do whatever. Luckily, we're all lucky that we enjoy making money, basically. But yeah, I don't know. I really have absolutely no clue. But I know the next couple of years is for sure Amazon focused because I built nice roots there, and now like all the opportunity in the world is out there. Just gotta show up every day, leave everyone better than they came, all that.
Do you think flipping will exist forever? Or do you think consumers will wise up?
Yeah, marketplace will change. But in general, they gotta buy it from like Walmart's flipping it to you as well. You know what I mean? And what's nice is like, there's really good money in like used goods and everything too, and that's only going to grow as well with like people being environmentally conscious and like Etsy, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, stuff like that. Like there'll always be good money. Like the marketplace will probably change, but I don't see that changing for a couple
Yeah,
years.
reselling's never going to change, and if it does
Yeah.
drastically shift, let's say you cannot do this on Amazon at all ever again for some reason, you have the personal brand built up. So as long as you figure
yeah,
out what's
of
next, you
course.
already have the distribution. So
Yeah.
you're 100 steps ahead of everybody else because you're not afraid to talk.
Yeah,
on camera.
and just in general, like the skill and conviction to know you can do stuff. Because that's, I think, one of the biggest problems with beginners is they don't trust themselves, right? And why would you trust yourself if you never sat down and did something for 6 months? But you got to go. That's like, I don't even like saying hard, but like that's what you have to do is you have to pick something and do it for 6 months, basically.
You talk about business partners there. We all are friends with Danny or Wi-Fi astronaut. And Christian was telling me like how you guys met. I thought it was such a cool story. If you want to share that.
Yeah. So basically, we both went to boarding school where you live on campus. I was a day student. He was a boarder. We overlapped for 1 year. I remember 2 conversations from our time in high school. One actually was after I had graduated. But he was talking about Bitcoin in the lounge one time. And I was like, he was talking to like a weird kid. I was like, what are they talking about? And then I never really thought of it. And then at the end of the year, the nice thing is there's a lot of international students basically, and they get rid of stuff at the end of the year, and it's just a free-for-all basically. So like that was what kept me going in the early days, the free inventory from that. Because like, dude, no one cared. Like they don't want the stuff. Awesome, I'll take it, right? And you're completely allowed to. So we would sell a lot of that, and I knew Danny had the sauce in the way that he would do the donation boxes as well. Right. Now, it took me a couple of years for it to formalize, but once again, personal brand stuff, right? So I graduated 2017. He graduated 2018. And then we started working on the Amazon stuff in 2019 because he found my Flip4miles page, pretty much. So we only talked, here and there. We might say hi to each other if we walk past each other.
So we hit you up on social media like, yo, I'm Danny from boarding school.
But here's the thing, though. Oh, I know exactly who it was. But
it wasn't like you premeditated this.
No. So he came in. He was like, hey, I see you're doing the Amazon stuff. And here's the key, boys. I already ordered the scanner. He already ordered the scanner. So I was like, if he's willing to do that, it'd be like, if someone hit you up about, one of the softwares and was like, I already got my trial, I got it set up. You knew that he gave a shit because he did the prerequisite thing. And
that's how he stood out.
Luckily, like no one actually does. It's like, okay, this makes sense. And then we've been talking every day since, basically.
Yeah.
For like 4 years.
That's so cool, man. And so like that kind of goes into making connections now that you have a personal brand. Like how are you doing that on a daily basis? Are you doing cold outreach or is it organic?
Yeah, it's all organic. People see the social media stuff so transactionally, like because it doesn't come naturally in the beginning, like writing a tweet's like it's an effort to do when you're new. But then once you get in the flow and you realize like, dude, people are starved for authenticity and just wanting people who think like them and everything. And luckily through the internet, you can reach all those people for free basically. So yeah, the way I see it, and Daniel puts this really well with like when you do content, it creates you inbound and it helps your outbound. So like, I'm not necessarily like hitting people up that often, but like a lot of people come to me now because I did.
It's a great tweet idea.
Yeah, exactly. Like he said that so well one time. Basically. And so that's like pretty much is like I'm going to exist as much as possible. And if people align with like what I'm talking about, like they'll find me basically. And if I want to meet someone, I have a leg up over the anonymous account that has 7 followers, whatever, that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
Love that. So you just moved to Miami as well. Congrats on the new place, by the way.
Awesome.
Talk to me about that decision. Was it, were you living in your hometown beforehand?
Yeah, just with my parents, man, for a while. After COVID, I'd just been there and built for like 3 years pretty much. Like ever since I went home for spring break 2020 and then never went back to college in person. Basically, I just finished online pretty much like a semester early. And that was the plan prior, like that accelerated it basically. But yeah, like everyone's talking about Miami, and then the state income tax, they were cooking your boy as well. So like I was pretty set on it the past couple months, and then like in April, I was like, all right, like we gotta get on with this basically. So it's interesting, man. I mean, we all deal with limiting beliefs, but like I had huge limiting beliefs about like moving out and shit, which was crazy based on like the financial situation and everything. But it's like
what were those limiting beliefs?
Dude, just like crazy stuff. Like what if I get sick? You know what I mean? Like crazy stuff like that and everything that are completely delusional. I did college for 3 years, whatever, but it is what it is. Like seriously. Anything. So that's great. Yeah, I'm super excited. We got a lot more sun. I'm like thinking like, how did I live up there for so long? I know you guys think, it's awesome. I'm super excited. Yeah.
Did your parents, back to living at home, did your parents believe in what you were doing, or were they pressuring you to get a job?
Yeah. So I'm really lucky. So they've always been cool with it. And that was because I've been doing it so long. Like, in that we were shipping stuff out in 2011. So like you see it go from 1 Lego package a month to 1 a week to 1 a day to 1 shoe a week to 1 shoe a day to 5 shoes a day. And then right before I was going off to college, my mom was like, all right, like, so you're getting rid of this stuff here? And I was like, no, I'm taking it with me, Mom. I got to keep selling stuff right here. And then that's when in 2017 it was like it went to like multiple shoes a day and then like, you know, $5,000 a month profit and everything. And that's when like, you know, you start seeing the world differently when you know, you're waking up to money when your classmates are spending all night studying. And I mean, I was studying hard too and everything, but yeah, it's like I've been lucky, and I'm from like great family of like entrepreneurs and stuff too.
That's
so
fair.
Not quite as entrepreneurial as but we're working on it.
You might have been like one of the wealthiest still living with your parents people in the country.
I guess so,
were,
bro. Yeah.
were your parents still bedtimes don't you have a curfew or they
No.
like
So my, yeah, not at all. No, they're super chill.
That's
yeah.
cool. I feel like when I visit home and my mom's like, you got to be back by 11.
Well,
I'm
there's
like, "Mom."
part of that, yeah. But like, it was nice. Like, I just like, so what I do is I work in the morning and then I work at night. So I don't do anything in the afternoon. So like the afternoon, I'm just like doing whatever, and then I work at night. So like the timing's pretty good, honestly, to like optimal sleep and shit too, and everything. We'll see how that works in Miami, but it should be
Yeah.
fine.
You're a very disciplined guy, though.
But I think that's so key. You mentioned like you just built for 3 years while living with your parents.
Yeah, and it's just fun though, because like a lot of people watching this, they just purely do business by themselves, like especially if you're new. Like the whole time I've had friends that are in the same thing, so it's made it a social thing. Like buying products from me right now is a social thing. Like I'm going to call my boy Jimmy. He's either going to say, what are we buying? Or I'm going to say it, and then we're going to make some money pretty much on that. So like, yeah, it is never lonely in a way that it is lonely for a lot of people because they're afraid to post on Twitter because their high school friends might find it.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Only feedback I've heard is like, dude, I love what you're doing. It's never
Yeah.
like, oh, you're dumb. This is dumb.
And hey, who cares what those people think in the first place? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's so cool, bro.
And another interesting dynamic is the theme of move out of your hometown to stay motivated. You stayed in your hometown and still crushed
Well,
it.
that's what's interesting though, is that I went to boarding school, so no one lives around there. Like I was a day student at the boarding school, so everyone lives, like the majority of people even live out of state and everything. So yeah, it's like pretty
But you were
simple.
still in your hometown.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. It's like I didn't see a lot of the people that I would consider hometown people. You know, from back
I
in
mean,
the
just
day.
like the environment side
Completely.
of things. Like
Yeah,
you were
yeah,
in
I get that.
PA,
Yeah.
right? Like what part of PA?
Yeah, Allentown, Philadelphia area.
Allentown,
Yeah, like the
nice.
cut.
Yeah.
Completely the cut. Yeah.
Did you ever think in the back of your head, what's the point of paying for boarding school? What's the point of paying for college? I'm just gonna print my own money.
Well,
Why am I
that's the
doing this?
problem. Was I like some of these guys, you know, on Twitter are figuring it out at 17 and stuff. Like I figured it out at 20. Yeah, or like making full-time money at 20. So like I was already, you know, 2 years in. I'll do another year and a half. I'll dip early, you know, minimum effort, whatever.
What
you
was
know?
the backup plan in a parallel universe? So what is Miles doing?
Dude, like, I don't know. Parallel Universe is interesting, bro. I think he is like a teacher, honestly, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
because that was the plan originally. And that could have been decently just because, like, my parents do that. So, like, that might have been, like, kind of why I was super into it. But, yeah, either that or, like, some finance shit. But, like, I don't know, dude. Like, it was tough. Like, I was thinking about it the other day, but, like, I don't not look forward to any day anymore. And, like, that's super lucky. But, like, I used to hate Mondays and shit, man. Like, you know when you like you're going to sleep and then you wake up and you're like, oh man, I can't believe it's Monday. Like there's no more of that, luckily. And
High school,
that
dude.
used to be terrible, bro.
Like, I gotta
yeah.
go to fucking math class and sit in class all day.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Sunday night, I would be like, just hating life, dude.
Yeah.
You kind of fulfilled that though as a teacher. Like you're technically still a teacher to many people right now.
Yeah, it's the nice thing is it's like super leveraged. The financial upsides are huge and everything, but yeah, that's a
What
good
do you
point.
plan to teach on?
That's a great question, man. I don't know. My pops is an English teacher and crushes it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have no clue. Like it was more so that I like the lifestyle of living on campus because like you walk to the gym, you walk to dinner. It's really
Yeah.
nice community side things that I think most high schools like and middle schools don't get. And I'd grown up with that too. So like ever since like elementary school and even prior to that, I was like, you know kids from China and you know kids from Europe and stuff. And there's new people coming in every year. There's people graduating. Like I've probably only seen like 10 people from my graduating class in high school since graduation.
Oh,
Pretty
wow.
much because everyone lives, around probably more like 20 and everything. But yeah, there's like such a cool lifestyle. I just kind of like that. Like if money wasn't a thing, I think that would be fine, honestly. Like, and I'd maybe not have to live in Miami for 5 weeks, but like, like at the end of the day, like what makes me feel good is like doing good work and, feeling like if I make a good YouTube video, I feel good. Like
Yeah.
you can do that anywhere, like, and for free.
I want to go outside of business because I feel like we all know you're a hard worker. You're constantly grinding. What does life look like for you outside of work? What are your hobbies?
Yeah, so dude, like, and we're all kind of like this. I really like consuming like business content and stuff. So like that's kind of how I mess around. I love playing basketball as well. I unicycle a little bit here and there. I don't know if you guys know that.
No.
No. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So that's actually pretty. It's easy. You guys could get it within like a week. I promise you.
Unicycle?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
dude.
I do.
I'd
My
hurt
pops
myself.
does. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
It's pretty cool.
We saw a dude in Tampa. He was on a regular bicycle, but there was no front wheel, so he was just like
Yeah,
wheeling.
that's lit.
the
Yeah,
whole
it's
way.
it's easy. It's like riding a bike. How like I probably haven't done it in like a year, but I could get on it and I'd be fine.
Basketball, dude. You played growing
Basically.
up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Point guard.
I'm the best basketball player on Money Twitter, period.
Oh,
There's a lot of
what?
people watching that who will
What?
co-sign it too. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. We'll see.
Well,
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
What's your
like the
place style?
matchup wise,
We don't
though.
have any way to prove it here.
Sorry?
What's your play style?
So I'm a pass first point guard, but our point guard senior year went D1, so I was off the ball a little bit more, and everything. But yeah, like I'm a bucket getter. Like anyone watching this that knows. Like
Damn.
I
You
defense
versus
I'm a
you
little
versus
lacking these
Bader
days.
1-on-1. What's the score?
So
Because he can hoop.
it was 3-2. We played 5 games, and I had gotten a little bit of sleep the night before, but he won. But we did 5-game series, but he's very good too. There's a lot of that's what I like. Like there's a lot of dudes on like Twitter who can hoop and stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Best jump shot at least though, and
Okay.
everyone will co-sign that. That's played with me.
Best jump
He's a
shot.
shooter
Yeah.
too.
No,
We'll have to-
you're not driving on me though. I'm getting up in your.
I'm not driving on
Yeah,
you.
I'm getting up-
baby in your shit.
It depends. It depends if they're like
I'm a
if
big
the-
guy, bro.
Yeah, but we're like in the corner. I'm right up. You're not getting any space. It depends if the guards are driving or not. We'll see.
If a one-on-one, I'm just back you down.
That's if you get the ball though. Like
Ah.
that. Like
Oh, you're
yeah,
yeah, score
yeah.
every time.
I think I could post up on you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
We're
that's
gonna switch
yeah,
out
but
somebody
if we're
here.
playing fives, it's an
That's
interesting
like
conversation.
Curry versus
yeah.
Jokic, bro. Like,
Exactly.
I love hoops.
I love
yeah.
that, bro.
Yeah.
Like, no offense, but on face value, I wouldn't take you as a elite
No one
hooper.
does. Yeah, they wouldn't take me as a business guy either, though. You know.
Bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you into like NBA at all, or?
I like watching highlights and stuff, but not really. It's like comic relief. I like reaction channels that
Yeah.
talk about games. Like that stuff's really fun. It's like put that on while I'm like prepping products and stuff.
Did you ever get into
Yeah,
sports
he's good.
cars or no?
Interestingly, not a lot. No. Sneakers are pretty similar market. Then sneakers are also it's kind of crazy. It's like makes no sense. But sports cards are way more expensive than sneakers are, which from a utility perspective makes no sense. But yeah.
I still have some of mine chilling.
It's just a bunch
Yeah.
of cardboard.
I love sports cards, dude. That
Yeah,
was so
it's
much
awesome
fun.
too. It's just like shoes. Yeah, and Legos. It's all the same. Yeah.
We should go to a finals game.
And
Now you're in Miami?
I'm
that
out.
was like such
I'm
an
out.
interesting thing. Like whatever, a month ago, I get off the plane and I see you had tweeted like going to the Heat game tonight, and I was like, Danny and I were planning on going to the Heat game too. So we ended up sitting together.
What a
which was
game.
Pretty fun. It was a
What a
great game
game.
too. It was that game 4.
Jimmy
right?
had 56.
Yeah, something
Oh
like
my
that.
God. He
One of the best
cooked
sporting
them.
events we ever went to.
Yeah, that was
Cooked
crazy.
them. Yeah, dude. What is that like meeting? Because it sounds like when you're, grinding for 3 years, you're meeting a lot of guys online. And so how cool is it now to meet people in person?
So it's interesting because it's been the exact same model since 2012. I started going to Lego conventions, so it's
Okay.
like it's the same exact thing as business. It's like you wake up, you talk to your boys about whatever Lego thing you're making that year because we would build something the whole year for the convention in
present it.
DC in August and present it. Yeah, so like I was Skyping with people. My parents are kind of crazy, honestly, for like letting me Skype with people like crazy at like 13 and stuff. But that was pretty frequent from like 2012 till about 2018. I would talk to Lego people every day.
Were they like your age or older?
It varies. It's very similar to business in that like people recognize who's about it,
Yeah.
and everything.
Doesn't matter about
So
age.
yeah, but typically a little bit older, 5-year radius either way. I
Daniel's
would say.
spitting over
Yeah.
there.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Yeah.
the audio picks up on it. You can hear an angry, cold
yeah,
Dino
like
Wizard screaming
5-year
at
radius
people.
either way. And then there's like older guys that are awesome too with that kind of stuff and everything. But yeah, and then it became the same thing with business pretty much. Like right when I stopped doing Lego stuff, I started doing a lot of shoe stuff, which kind of replaced it. And it's like wake up, see what your friends are talking about, like, and then attack a certain opportunity basically the whole time.
What's
pretty
the
much.
single biggest flip you ever had?
Ooh, okay, cool. So you guys will like this. Travis Scott Jordan 1s. It was about 4 years ago last month, May 2019, I think they came out. It's retail 160, and then I think I sold them for like 800 or so.
You hit the drop.
Yeah, hit the drop, man. I have like a goated Nike account. They actually banned it recently, I
Really?
think. But it was a really, really good.
You're just winning the draws.
Yeah, I want a ton of stuff over the years. They're blessing me. There's certain divine things that he looks out for us and everything. You know what I mean?
100%.
And all that,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah, I got a pair of low tops. I think it was your brother. He dropped me in like Houston. Where you can mess with it
That's
and-
hilarious.
and
That's
change the
awesome.
location? Yeah.
I hit the Off-White Jordan 1, so that's I'll never top that.
Can't believe you sold
yeah,
those,
that's
bro.
awesome.
I
I can't believe you sold
The reason I
those.
sold them is because I love shoes. I wear shoes all the
Yep,
time.
yep.
Bro.
For me, I saw some exchange student on campus, some hypebeast from China or whatever, had them on, and they were beat up, and I hated the way they looked. So I said, if I'm going to wear these and they get to that point, I'm going to hate them. Or I could flip them for $1,800 and buy 3 pairs I like. So that's what I did.
Boom. There we
Best,
go.
know.
best flip I ever had. We were in Canada, in Montreal.
Oh my
And we were
God.
walking by this store, and the Fear of God ones were in there, which are like
That's crazy.
sick, and they're just sitting.
That's crazy.
there, right.
It was Essence.
Yes, Essence in Montreal. So we go in there.
It was weird
We're like-
because our hotel was like connected to
Yeah,
the
we're like,
store.
can we just buy these? And they were like, oui. Like,
Yeah.
they're all French up in Montreal. They didn't know what's going on. But they're like, yeah, one per customer. So I go, buy it, and then I go back to my hotel room, change up. It's freezing at this point of the year. It's in the winter. Put a hat on, like change my appearance as much as I can. Go back, different credit
Dude,
cards, buy it again.
people like that rule the world. Like create
Yes,
everything.
bro.
I tweeted this the other day. Like the kids who are selling stuff, everything that exists in the world is the product of a kid who was selling stuff back in the day.
Yes.
Like typically, like
Yeah.
those people, those are my people. Like, and that's why we all get along together so well and everything.
My craziest one was in high school. I like begged my mom to let me skip like the morning sessions, and it was some like old Nintendo like vintage that was dropping at like GameStop and Target. And I remember I got it at Target, went in, bought it. You can only buy one per. So then I went outside, put on a hat, and took off my glasses.
Yep.
Which was the worst mistake. I couldn't see anything. I was like walking through Target, like looking for the back where they're selling everything. Ended up getting a second one, but like you said, you have to get creative. Like, who thinks to do these
like,
things?
and so many people, you see it all the time in the
Nah.
DMs, especially, would be so deathly afraid of doing that. So deathly
I was scared just
afraid.
'cause I couldn't see
and- but
shit.
Our
we
best
did
flip
it.
was the Prisms, bro. When we were big into sports cards,
Oh, there we
the
go.
local Targets and Walmarts would like put
Yep.
them on the shelves, and they would be gone in 10 minutes because
Boom.
whoever got there first would
Yep.
sweep the whole inventory. It was my birthday. I'll never forget this. It's a Tuesday. I get out of my morning lecture. I'm like, today's my birthday, man. I'm feeling lucky. I get to Walmart. Sure enough, the whole stock of the most hyped up cards. I'm like, dude, they have the whole fucking stock. He's
Yeah.
like, get them all in a cart and go to the back of the store and just chill there.
Yeah, like,
because
exactly,
at this point in my
that's what
life,
you gotta do.
at this point in my life, I think it was 1,200 in total. I did not have 1,200 to my name at that point.
Yeah, you got.
So I'm like, dude, we gotta come. You gotta
figure
come
it out,
split this
though.
with me.
You figure it out. Like,
Dude,
figure
we
it
paid
out.
$1,200 in inventory.
probably worth
The
10K.
value was 10K. But
Yeah,
we
like-
opened them a lot, like morons. We started opening them, which is
Yeah.
the
Either
worst
way,
idea.
Remember the
that's
girl
awesome,
asked
though,
us on the
yeah.
way out,
She's
like,
like,
what are you donating these to charity or
We're like,
something?
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
yeah,
kinda. Yeah.
yeah, my charity.
For any of my Amazon people who are watching this, which I don't know if there'll be a ton, but Essence, which they just mentioned, is a good site to buy from. For any
Yeah?
of my Amazon people watching, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Damn.
And like,
Another funny one is just having the audacity to go into a store when you just clearly got the product at the wrong price. I went into Home Depot and I bought 3 mini fridges, and it was like $40 total. And they're just like, this can't be right. I'm like, here's a receipt.
Self checkout.
self
Well,
check
it was-
checkout. Yeah.
but
Come on now.
They're like, and I
That's
was like,
amateur hour. Self checkout,
Amateur
baby.
hour.
Yeah. Self
but I
checkout.
still got it. I was like, here's a receipt. I don't know what you want me to do. Here's the credit card transaction. Here's my
No,
ID.
the actual worst is that
They ended up
scheme
giving me
where
the
you could buy a
fridges.
Switch and return it and not return it.
Oh, that was I heard something about. There's a ton of crazy loops like that over the years. Yeah, I don't do anything like that, but I heard about stuff like
You
that.
ever
all
have
the
like
time.
local competition? Because I feel like every time we'd line up for a card drop, we'd see the same guys.
Yeah.
And there's just like, unspoken
Kinda,
beef.
yeah. So this is the same in business. When you run into someone that's directly in your industry, they're either the coolest person in the world or they clam up like crazy.
Yeah.
And luckily, the people who clam up make significantly less money than the people who are open and talking to people like crazy and everything. Which luckily we're all those people, so we get more opportunity like that. But yeah, that's what's nice. I always tell like Amazon sellers, like the vast majority of Amazon sellers are deathly afraid of others.
Yeah.
And then the 5% that aren't make all the money. Basically, is the way I see it.
Yep. Lightning round?
I have
I have a couple unique ones.
Cool. All right.
started off.
All right, well, first, dinner with any 3 people, who would it be and why?
Ooh, okay. Gary V,
Nice.
Hormozy,
Nice.
Ooh, who would my third be?
I know who the third should be, but
I would probably go my great grandpa that I never
Oh,
met
that's
because
sweet.
he started the empire, basically.
Yeah.
He started the
How
family
so?
business. So he started the insurance company that I think it was him who started it. And I have this, I'm actually going to put it up in my office in the future, but it's like this sick picture of like his local insurance brokerage, basically.
Wow.
And everything. And then my grandpa grew it. And then, like, you know, I'm here doing my thing, basically. And everything. So yeah, probably those. And then Gary Vee and Hormozy, they're the people I've parasocially spent the most time with, probably, you know.
what about Bezos?
Yeah, him too. But I don't know. I feel like I haven't been able to pick up as much because there's not as much publicly out there. But I obviously owe that dude a ton. You know.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Like, Can I
exactly.
get like a
Yeah.
special seller discount? Or something?
Absolutely. Yeah, dude, for
Special
sure.
seller discount. Oh man, my question in the lightning round is like, if you could airdrop a 30 to 60-second message to everyone that's ever seen any piece of your content, and this is the last piece of content you could put out to them, what would you say?
Oh, that's really good. So something along the lines of like nobody actually cares. And if you ferociously attack what you want, like you're pretty much guaranteed to get it because no one actually goes after stuff in the world, period. Like you guys see, we've all been on Twitter for a while. Like very few people are around that were around 2-3 years ago that
Yep.
don't make a bunch of money, period. Like, and then so many people are afraid of wanting things too. Like there's quiet desperation, like people going to jobs and shit like that. Meanwhile, the guy who's like will go on Twitter and be like, yeah, bro, I'm like trying to get out of my job. Like people just start flocking to help you. Like when
Yes.
you're clear about what you want.
Yes.
And everything. So yeah, stuff like that, man. Just go after it. No one actually cares. Like it doesn't matter what people think. And then like the opportunity is like crazy with the internet and everything. Like we're all prodigies of that. A lot of people watching this either are or want to be. Like it's completely possible, all of it.
Like when you
basically.
say ferociously attack what you want, if you woke up tomorrow, everything's wiped, starting from scratch, what do the next 3 to 6 months look like?
Yeah, so I probably go 3 videos a day on Twitter talking about what I'm doing, like from the ground up.
Like, hey guys, I just got wiped.
I just
Here,
yeah,
I'm building it from
like
scratch.
I'm walking to the free library right now to get the first books to sell. Basically, because people would see that like I got balls, I'm putting myself out there, like this dude like really wants it and everything. And I see that all the time with new entrepreneurs, like the kids who aren't afraid to like exist, that they're grinding in Discord and stuff ever, like the world is theirs basically because they're not afraid to take it, pretty much. So that, and then you know, I want to meet as many people as I can, so I'm following tons of accounts basically, and then like yeah, grinding, watching YouTube videos to learn new stuff and everything like that, I would say.
Yeah, and I think one thing that sets you apart is you're not just a good flipper, you're also a really savvy business person, right? You manage your coaching program well, you manage your software well, you also have all these different things that you're working on concurrently. I'm curious to hear if you, for whatever reason, hypothetically, couldn't resell anymore, and you had to start a brand, and you're the brand owner, what would that look like?
Okay, so it's interesting, man. I mean, the grass is always greener, right? E-com guys want to be agencies want to be e-com guys, right? We all know it's like guards want to be bigs and bigs want to be guards, right?
Rappers want to be hoopers,
Exactly.
hoopers want to be rappers.
Bro,
I think
exactly.
that was the original.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. So if I had to start an e-com brand, yeah. So I'd probably go the route of like, I've seen this from like some chicks on TikTok a lot where like they're making like skincare and stuff like that, and like they're the face of the brand. They're responding to comments. I'm handwritten noting the shit out of people who buy, like, thank you so much, because like we owe our customers so much, bro. Like, so like they're the reason we're not clocking in right now. You know what I mean? So like and we all kind of, that's a first principle that I have to put in a ton more too, obviously. Basically,
just put the
but
customers first.
completely, yeah. Like we owe them everything, dude. Like they're you got to fight every day to keep the world you want, and the way you fight that is you get your customers' results, basically, and stuff like that. So yeah, if I had to start an e-com brand, yeah, it'd be that, and then I'd be grinding organic content, basically, and it would take a little bit longer to get the snowball rolling with that, but because I know that so well, I know that would work, period. And like that, and then all types of like, I'd be grinding on Reddit forums and shit, like in Facebook groups, like burner accounts and stuff like that. Absolutely, like recommending products and
Just
stuff.
grinded.
Yeah.
My question for you: if you had to flip one product for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Yeah. So probably just from like an efficiency perspective, it would probably be like beauty stuff and stuff like that. Now, actually, interestingly enough, I like don't know that game that well, but it's really efficient because it's like small. You can fit a ton in a box. Basically, there's like no
Influencer
returns.
marketing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If that was e-com, for sure. Yeah, either that or clothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff like that for sure.
That'd be dope. I guess my last question is like, what are you most excited about I guess, shorter timeline now until the rest of the year?
Yeah, like just seeing more of the hard work elapse over the years, because like we all got like the snowball rolling, you know, especially you guys and everything. So just keeping going with that, staying focused, keep, you know, doing what we can, getting people results, getting results in their own biz and such, and then there's no reason it shouldn't continue. God providing us more prosperity for His favorites.
Talk about that, bro. How has faith played a role in
Yeah,
your business success?
dude. So it's interesting. The way I see it basically is like, and I've never talked about this, but like too much stuff has gone right. For, you know what I mean? That's kind of the way I see it. I don't even like talk about this
God's
really
favorite.
at all. Yeah, like I just say, or like whatever. I mean, everyone has the potential in them basically, but the way I see it is, yeah, too much stuff's, I don't even know how much further beyond to say, just too much stuff's gone right. You know what I mean?
Did you grow up religious, or was this something that?
Not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what the word is for believes in God but doesn't subscribe to a certain religion. I don't know. Yeah, and I haven't studied enough to know either. But I don't know. I don't really have much more to say on that. You know what I mean?
Is that
It's
something you're
basically
looking to
just
like
that.
explore further?
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I don't know on that.
Like you said earlier, though, you don't really believe in labels. You don't have to know. Like as long as you
Yeah,
have like a
that's
good
a good-
spiritual connection, that's really all you need.
Yeah,
I don't
and
think
either
you need
way,
to
like
subscribe to a
it
certain
serves
religion.
you well, like to think that like your customers are going to like are the key to everything. Like it helps
Yeah.
you to think that. You know what I mean? To think that there's outside forces helping you, like it helps you a ton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'm like a big proponent of faith and religion too,
For
but I
sure.
think for you, like the reason everything has gone right is because one, you take the risk, like you actually put in the work, and
Yeah.
then two, you wrap it with good intent. Like you're not trying to do harm to others. You're trying to lift others up. And like with those two things,
Bars.
you put yourself out there, you're going to get rewarded.
Yeah. We just got to keep at it, and it'll keep coming. Yeah.
Yeah, my last question is like, what's your biggest driver? Because you're definitely not a materialistic person.
No. So the way I see it is I'd always been like super obsessed with stuff. Like I was super obsessed with Lego stuff back in the day, then shoe stuff, and now this, like partially like security from a money perspective and everything. And then also, this is not my thought at all. Like our boy Cold Emo Wizard and stuff. But like what else really is there to do?
Yeah.
You know, like he said that's exact 100% from him. But like what else is there to do? You know what I mean? Then like go, you know, try to get rich. You know, I got to start doing, like I've always been fit. I've always been an athlete, but I've never worked out. You know, I said, and you start doing that too.
Yeah.
And everything. So yeah, I don't know, just trying to like, you know, keep getting.
So you're
getting
more of
better
a
at
why
stuff,
not
everything.
guy than
Yeah.
like, oh, I have this big why. It's just like, why not, dude?
No,
Why not me?
yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I'm lucky because I came from such a good household and stuff. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I think we're all that way and everything, you know. And all. So yeah, I don't know, just like security and stuff. Like I want to prove I can do it.
Yeah. For me, it's just having that same competition that we all had growing up in team sports.
So important, bro. So important. Yeah, and,
You know what
and
I
there's scoreboards in entrepreneurship. There's not at most jobs, and that's why dudes are so unhappy.
Yeah, like it's not like I necessarily want my competitors to do bad. It's
Yeah,
just
no.
like I want to do better.
Yeah, and everyone gets better. Like the harder you guys work, like the more it shows me that I can do more, and then technically, like the more I work, the more clients get better results and such. So like kind of all feeds itself pretty much with that. But yeah, at the end of the day, like selling stuff on Amazon doesn't really help people. You know what I mean? So like in the future when money's not an issue, like you guys really help you. And I'm saying purely the Amazon business side of
Yes.
things. Like it doesn't do a ton of value for the world basically. So like not going to be doing that forever, but you know, something that uplifts people and such. And coaching
Yeah.
definitely does. Info
Coaching.
totally
No,
does. for
I
software.
think that's a limited belief
I
on your
think-
end, though. Like a couple
It's a good
extra
point.
grand per month, that can make all the difference.
Oh
especially-
yeah, I know. I meant
He's
for me
saying just
though.
flipping
yeah,
on
for
Amazon
me.
as
yeah.
a business model is not
Yeah,
helping.
yeah.
Oh,
Like
okay,
for
gotcha.
purely for me, like sure, people are getting stuff 2 or 3 days quicker. They're also paying double the price. Like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
the devil's
yeah,
advocate
yeah.
too.
But I
Yeah.
think at this point you've already shifted so much into like
Yeah, for
I
sure.
look at you as more of like a consultant, a coach,
yeah, yeah,
than just like an Amazon FBA reseller. At this
yeah,
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd agree.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely, bro. Well, where can our audience find you, follow you, and just learn more about
Sure.
what it's like to work with you?
Yeah, so it's all platforms, just Flips, the number 4 miles. You can hit me up, any questions you guys got. You know, I'm around. Like Christian said, I'm a normal guy. Answer the DMs. Like
Normal
It
guy
is what it
answers
is,
the
yeah.
DMs and like legitimately wants to help
yeah,
you.
and if you guys are watching this, you are at all considering working with these guys, you really, really should. You'll be lucky to get to know them if you get the chance to. So really check out what they offer
dude,
as
thank
well.
you, bro.
Appreciate
I
it.
got you guys on everything. You guys done a lot for me.
Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for so
Love
much
that,
for
man.
coming,
Crushed
bro.
it.
Absolutely, sir.